Hello, I am Bernie Hayes. Today's guest is Mr. Tavon Brooks, an entrepreneur and candidate for the St. Louis Public School Board, today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Tavon Brooks. Tavon, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, sir.
Welcome back. It's been 3 or 4 years since you've been here, isn't it?
It's been that long?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
At least a couple of years, I'm sure.
About a couple of
Well,
years.
welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Introduce you as an entrepreneur. What business are you in?
I'm a realtor,
Yeah.
a licensed realtor, and I'm also the owner of the Hidden Gem Bed and Breakfast. It's an entrepreneur's workspace, co-working space for entrepreneurs. We assist them with business planning, realigning themselves back with their purpose and their goal to business. And it's a networking space that we can collaborate with other entrepreneurs to move forward quickly than the normal.
Where are you located?
3170 South Compton, right across from Roosevelt High School.
Compton?
Yes, Compton.
Okay.
3170 South Compton,
From Roosevelt High School?
right in front of the school.
Okay, all right.
I would like to draft all the young children coming from school to be an entrepreneur. Yes.
Okay, all right. So what essentially does this do for the average businessman or person trying to get into business?
So this is more so for the more the advanced business person that
Okay.
kind of at least has their paperwork together. Almost. We will even assist you with the paperwork, but it's a space. Once you become a member, you'll get a code to the venue. You can come in from 7 to 7, and you can use the space. You can use the printing. You can use the address for your business. You can even just have the space where you can just be comfortable and relax. We also have a breakfast chef that will cook you healthy vegan meals,
Wow.
smoothies, and just the food that helps stimulate the brain cells to get you thinking. A lot of ginger, a lot of fresh herbs. So it's all about health and wellness with the entrepreneurship. So you need the mindset and the body set when you're doing
Wow, okay,
entrepreneurship.
this is wonderful. So it's not like an incubator. This is way beyond that, isn't
A
it?
little bit more. It's an incubator plus the space, the co-working space.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Collaborative co-working space.
And the chef just adds to it, right?
There's the chef. There's a chef every morning it starts from 9 to 3. There's a chef that will come in, prepare smoothies, salads, avocado, like small little hors d'oeuvres, but are very essential to key elements that help with the body. A lot of the ingredients are like turmeric, ginger, fresh basil.
Wow.
Everything has a direct key to your brain faculties, your inflammation in your body, just helping you expand your mind. You know.
You once lived in Israel too, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. That's where I learned a lot of my way of life. More so, the Middle Eastern way have a healthier way of living. Less starches, less meats, more olive oil, more of the healthier fresh fruits and veggies, from mangoes. Everything was picked off the tree where I live. Pretty much everything.
Wow. And now you're also a sound engineer.
I am. I have a bachelor's in music.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, a lot of the music in Israel back in the 90s when I was in school was produced by me and another brother called Bukuria. We called ourselves Godel Studios. So.
Wow, that's cool. And I see a flyer here with you and your son on it. Tell us about that.
Yes. So one morning, I got a phone call from a friend that was like, Tavon, I need your help. The public schools are under attack. And because we collaborate in the community a lot, you know, I'm an advocate on the boots on the ground. She's in the schoolroom, and she said, Tavon, I could use your help. And my son was on the call listening, said, Dad, no one is look like me. I need you on the board. And I thought about it.
St. Louis Public School Board.
St. Louis Public School Board.
Okay.
And I decided to run. I mean, it was no brainer. You know, education is needed. It's a pillar in our communities, and public schools is what I stand for. Living in Israel, I attended a full-service community school, so and it works for me. So why not share that with everybody else?
What's your vision for the St. Louis Public School Board if you're elected?
Some of the vision that I have is, for one, transforming the vacant homes to vibrant learning spaces where the children don't have to travel far, but can you imagine where we can teach the children plumbing, electrical engineering, carpentry, coding.
Trade school?
Trade schools.
Okay.
Skills that would lead to high-paying jobs. And we see right now, a lot of the funding is being cut in education. So if our children, regardless if they go to school or not, college or not, they still are equipped with the skills that can lead them to high-paying jobs, and they can be financially stable in their family.
You know, Tavon, I've known you for some time now, but I never considered you a public servant. Now, how did you become interested in public service? And
Believe it or not, Mr. Hayes, I've been a public servant since day one. Ed McFarland got me into it, and I've always loved serving. From my restaurant business to managing a restaurant to owning a restaurant, service has been where I found my strength. People, I find strength when I serve people, you know. It's nothing personal, I just love serving.
So how would you describe the current school board, and why do you want to be a part of it?
The current school board, I would use one word, and it's misunderstood.
Okay.
Misunderstood. A lot of people have ideas on where they want the public school board to go, but I think a proper assessment from the community and the community input hasn't been thoroughly involved. So how I would like to see it go is, for one, I love the idea of a full-service community school. I believe the community should be involved in the education for it to properly work. I believe that the children should be involved in the education of themselves. It gives them a kind of ownership of where they're going. So a lot of the trades, collaboration with the city, the unions, and just everybody needs to be involved, Mr. Hayes. I mean, it's education, you know.
For more information, how can they reach you?
TavonBrooks.com.
That's really fast.
www.
You know, it's got to take talking slow.
I got you. So it's www.tavonbrooks.com, or you can call 314-464-2522. There is an attendant, an answering service. She will answer your calls, answer your questions, and she can even direct you directly to me.
Can they donate? Do you need donations and so forth?
Absolutely.
And help?
Campaigns are expensive. They can go to the website and click on the donate link, and they can donate as much as they can, as little as they can. Every dollar helps.
So, Tavon, any events coming up that, or have happened in the past that are going to help you?
So we've had several forums. I do have forums coming up, but I would say starting the 1st of the month, I officially launch my open house to my bed and breakfast, where it's everyone can come and enjoy the services for free. You can get the coffee, fresh coffee. I partner with local coffee houses where we're going to be receiving coffee from them. Just come and enjoy the space, enjoy the networking, enjoy the energy, the vibe, information, the networking. That starts April 1st.
Okay. Why does being a member of the St. Louis Public School Board, what's the importance of that? What does the school board do?
So for me, well, what the school board does, the governance. They help with the governance, the policies, procedures, elect a superintendent. Contracts, the vendors, community vendors. But for me, it's a little bit more in depth of that. It's being able to be involved in my son's and other children's education, you know, and just being able to contribute to a long-term educational opportunity. We know the government are cutting a lot of the funds for whatever reason, so we need creative ways to be able to attract the funding, you know, and I feel like with genuine people who are entrepreneurs, people who know how to move in and out of the system for the people, they'd be able to keep the funding coming in and manage it well for the children. It's for the children at the end of the day.
You kind of touched upon this, but I want to come back and find out your motivations for running for this particular office and other things that you do. Because you do so many other things I'll talk about. Tavon Brooks is my guest. He's candidate for the St. Louis Public School Board, and he's an entrepreneur and great in life. He Bachelor Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice has been helping those in need for more than 53 years, and we need your help and support. You may give us a call at 421-3020. I'm Bernie Hayes, Tavon Brooks after this.
Easter is not just Easter parades, hunting for some kind of hard-boiled egg, or even a fashion show on Sunday morning. It's experiencing the reality of the resurrection in our life and letting the power of the Holy Spirit change the direction of our life, just like it did for the women when they came to the tomb. We see that in Matthew 28. And when they came to that tomb with their feelings of hopelessness, discouragement, and despair, they discovered the tomb was empty. The angel said, He's not here, He is risen. And they went a different direction in their life, telling the disciples and everyone that Christ is risen. Then He goes on and gives us the Great Commission. Yes, the Great Commission to go forth and be His physical body along with other members of the resurrected Christ, of the body of Christ. Yes, to go forth. Let His love flow through us among the hurting, the homeless, the fatherless, the widowed, those in need. So don't just hunt for Easter eggs. Seek the risen Christ. Let the reality of the resurrection come into your life at this time and watch Him do exceedingly beyond what you can even ask or think.
On April 5th, New Life Evangelistic Center is hosting an exciting fundraising event. We are hosting our 3rd annual Walk for the Homeless. You can help us walk so the homeless can ride. We're raising the funds necessary to provide tens of thousands of bus tickets throughout the year to men and women who are experiencing homelessness. You can participate with us. We're going to enjoy some food and fellowship, and we're going to grow in our faith together as we seek the Lord in this special event. You can register for this event by going to nlecstl.org/events or call 314-421-3020 and ask for Dulcie to sign up. This is an amazing event where you can either participate with us by walking or help raise the sponsors necessary so that we can get the funds to make sure that the homeless can get to where they need to go. Help us walk so the homeless can ride.
And welcome back. My guest is the candidate for the St. Louis Public School Board, Tavon Brooks. And he's also an entrepreneur and he does so many other things. Tavon, tell us about your vision again. You did earlier, but tell us what you want to do for the St. Louis Public School Board and what changes you would like to make, if any.
So for one, I would say I would love to create a sense of accountability on the board. Currently, as we know, a lot of us don't feel like the board has accountability or even assume accountability. So accountability, transparency is what I mainly want to focus on as far as governing on the board. Now, as far as when it leaves the board, I would like to create a smooth partnership between the superintendent, teachers, principals, and the board, and parents. We need their input. And I would also like to have a really great relationship with the students, giving them the tools to become owners of themselves, of their lives. Also with the parents. One of the things I realize in the community is the parents are afraid to admit that they can't read or write. So if we can give them tools and empower them to help them with that situation, they can help their children. They can build more confidence. So what I would like to see is, again, the transparency, the accountability, and also create a sense of community where our children don't have to be bused way out to the county. That Jeff Vanderloo having a plan called the trifecta effect, where children are bused. They can go to Vashon School, they can go to the community college next by, and then they can go to Harris Stowe, all in the same area. Money has been saved, the children don't have to get up early, the parents can feel refreshed and don't have to be stressed out. And at the same time, convert the vacant buildings that are there already in the area to vibrant learning spaces, teaching them skills, educating the parents on empowerment, teaching them how to become fishermen, where they can take care of themselves, community gardens in the area where they can, receive the fresh produce. We can eliminate some of these food deserts in the community. So all of that is kind of my goal, along with proper vendors with the community vendors, partnering with the city, the families to create this collaboration. And the unions are needed again. Those skills that we need again now to help empower our families to be self-sufficient in the community.
Well, the proposed cuts from the Trump administration, especially as it affects education, trying to eliminate Department of Education, how will that affect you or the St. Louis Public Schools?
With me, it won't affect me at all because I feel like being educated in a full-service community school in another country give me the cognitive opportunities to be able to just, I'm an entrepreneur. If it goes to the left, then we go to the right. If it goes to the right, let's go to the left. If it goes up, we go down. But always being ahead of the curve so that we can stay number one. My main goal, Mr. Hayes, is to make St. Louis Public Schools number one. We used to be number one. This is the show me state. Why can't we be number one again? How is it that we can have colleges like WashU and Harris Stowe and SLU that are worldly recognized, but yet we can't get an elementary school also to be worldly recognized? So I want to make St. Louis Public School one again. We have the families, we have the teachers that are passionate for it, we have individuals that are passionate for sharing the information. So let's just share the information and not keep it to ourselves.
How can one support you?
Right now, campaigns are extremely expensive, so they can donate. Again, they could come volunteer, they can door knock, they can come to the headquarters, which is the bed and breakfast. They can contact my campaign manager. Just get involved, share the information.
Give the information on how they can reach you.
So again, they can call 314-464-2522, speak to my campaign manager. His name is Tyler or Sheila. I have two campaign managers that can help out with that. Also, they can go to www.TavonBrooks.com and they can donate. They can read the entire platform on the website and they can get involved. Real simple.
What would a volunteer do? What kind of volunteers would you need?
A lot of event participation, a lot of door knocking, a lot of coffee serving, just being a servant. It says that the greatest in the kingdom is the servant. Let's just be servants to the people.
So will you be readily accessible to the people?
I will. Very accessible. Very, very, very. And I'll be more accessible to the men because I feel like one of the key elements to the education, because it starts at home, is the men. So I'm partnering with organizations that are mentoring, that help mentor children and specifically the men, because we need men back in the homes to be the foundation to the families. If 60% of the homes in our communities are managed by the women, which is not an issue, but it can be a challenge because a family is father and a mother. And we only have just being managed one side, we need the other side in it for it to be a stable family. These children leave homes that are unstable to a school to teachers that are trying to educate them, and they can't because they go hungry, they don't have the stability of the whole family. And I want to be that mentorship in the family where I can help the men regain their menship and be in the families.
Well, let's make sure that you say you're not ignoring the women.
I'm not ignoring the women.
Okay, say that.
Clear. Thank you, sir, for the wisdom. I'm not ignoring the women. I want to give them help. They need help. They need assistance. They need help. Wraparound services. That's why I promote full-service community schools, because it provides wraparound services for the families that can help them with that. You know, I mean, it's obvious our communities are blighted. I mean, studies show that, facts show that, and the facts show that homes are lacking that mentorship from the man in the family.
Okay. You know, name some of the other services you have provided your bed and breakfast again.
So we provide a lot of entrepreneurial, from grant writing, business proposals, and even creating your LLCs. And I just partnered with from a health and wellness aspect of it, they do massages, they provide acupuncture. Just down the street, Proficient Chiropractor. I'm going to see them next because they're a friend of mine, and the whole health and wellness is important when it comes to business. Your mind, your body, and the soul. You
also mentioned the health, you know,
Yes.
especially the intake of food.
Yes, yes.
Tell us your views about what we should be eating.
Most doctors especially say that 60% of all illnesses are diet-related. 60%. So if that's what you intake, your diet, we can eliminate a lot of the stress, a lot of what we are facing, the diabetes, high blood pressure, by simply changing our diet and way of life. the television, the cell phones, all of that can be changed. So me personally, the bed and breakfast specializes in vegan cuisines. So when you intake the food at the bed and breakfast, it's going to all be vegan. You know, it's catered to generating, to helping with the inflammation in the body, the stress in the body. De-stressing is going to help with the strengthening of the immune system, which is key in the body. Vitamin C, the vitamin D, the ginger, the fresh basil, the cilantro, all of these are fresh, locally grown produce that help the enzymes in the body, strengthen the enzymes, the faculties, because you need that. You know, we go through a lot of a fast-paced daily environment, the fast foods, you don't get the proper nutrition, we don't get the proper sleep, the proper intake of just water. That simply can change your life. Just a glass of room temperature water in the morning could reduce a lot of the stress, 20% in the body. That's a fact.
So they elect you to the school board. They'll also be a health guru.
Health guru. I also just a community advocate. I'm already connected with a lot of political figures, legislators that will help also with keeping the funding coming to the school board.
Sure. Tavon Brooks is my guest. He's a candidate for the St. Louis Public School Board. And we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri, 63114. We need your help and support. Reverend Larry Rice has been here more than 53 years helping those in need. Back after this with Tavon Brooks.
The Burning Hayes program is produced at NLEC TV right here at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. It's our new headquarters since they closed the 1411 Locust building. In addition to that, trying to help so many people through a wide variety of safe houses, training programs, transportation assistance, so many ways people are getting help because of all of you that are supporting the work of New Life Evangelistic Center. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. You can give online at nlecstl.org. Now I'm really asking all of you to join us in praying. The needs are so phenomenal at this particular time. So many hurting and homeless people are contacting us daily, but we're able to help them because of each one of you that are praying, caring, and sharing at this time. Tell your families and friends about NLEC TV and get directly involved yourself.
Today's subject, Charles Hamilton Houston. Charles Hamilton Houston went on to Amherst and taught English at Howard University before attending Harvard Law School, where he would make history. Houston started law school in the fall of 1919, and in 1922, he became the first black editor of the Harvard Law Review. As a lawyer, he went on to play a role in the majority of civil rights cases for the Supreme Court between 1930 and the Brown versus Board of Education case in 1954. In fact, his work, working for dismantling the Jim Crow laws, earned him the nickname, the man who killed Jim Crow. He was also the mentor for Thurgood Marshall. Charles Hamilton Houston.
Christ has risen from the dead. We have every opportunity now to live like him because he has set us free from the bondage of sin and death. So as we look to the cross and the humility that Jesus expressed there, we can serve others well. We can love others well. We can fill the needs of the community around us that God has so graciously placed us in. There is purpose in the cross. There is power in the cross. We can finally live with the humility that Christ Jesus expressed in the world today. Are you building others up around you? Are you living, considering the needs of others more important than yourself? Do this. Christ is risen, and you will too in the last days in heaven.
Welcome back. My guest is Tavon Brooks, a candidate for the St. Louis Public School Board. Tavon, you were talking about reinvesting in the public schools and
Yes.
these empty buildings and so forth, school buildings?
Yes. So I recently read an article where the superintendent needs to close some schools for the budget.
In St. Louis Public Schools.
And I can understand that. That's business. However, if we include the community, partner with the unions in the city, we don't have to close the school. We can figure out creative ways to keep the funding that we keep our schools open. When you close schools, you still have the challenge of getting the children in the area bused to other schools. So you're still going to have to come up with the funding for it. Mm-hmm. So my idea is, let's tap into the community. If you take one idea to become a millionaire, we have a community of 25 registered voters. I'm sure somebody can provide an idea that can help the funding, keep the funding in the communities. Mm-hmm. So not only transfer the vacant buildings to vibrant study rooms where we educate the parents and the children, but let's see how we can collaborate with the city to make these schools other co-working spaces or co-hab spaces for the community where they can use the space for something valuable to the community. You know, mm-hmm. It can be, we can teach the women cooking again in the school. We can teach the home etiquette, business, right there in the community, in the school. So all the funding can stay right there in our neighborhoods.
So once again, how can they reach you?
Definitely go to my website, TavonBrooks.com. It's real simple, on any social platform, or they can call 314-464-2522, and a person will answer the phone. A live person will answer the phone, not an automated system.
So what can they all donate to your campaign?
They can also donate. They can go to the website and donate from $1 up to $1 million if they like so fit for our education. Keep in mind that 80% of the funds from the city, the taxes and grants, go to our education. So when we tap into that for any other avenue, we take from that. So funding is needed to help with this campaign in this campaign.
When is election day?
April 8th. Mm-hmm. April 8th, and they can vote anywhere. It's citywide, so they can go to any poll election. If they go to my website, they can see where they can vote at, because it's listed on the website where they can go and vote where you live at in the city.
And this poster again, who was that with you on this poster?
This is my son. I was endorsed also by dozens of companies, but this particular one is a speakeasy downtown. Mm-hmm. I was also endorsed by the local Labor Council, and that's my son. My son is my main inspiration for me running for this candidacy, St. Louis Public Board.
Okay. So the election is April the 8th.
April 8th.
Okay, and that's right across from 7 a.m., I guess, to 7 p.m.?
Yes, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. I believe early voting has started already, I believe, for absentee voters. Mm-hmm. Or they can just simply go to any poll and just select Tavon Brooks. Okay.
So anything you want to say to our viewers? We have about a minute left.
I encourage every participant, every resident, every constituent to do your homework on the candidates. Do your homework on it. This is education. It's very important. This is the future of our community. This is the future of our children, the future of our leaders in our community. Your child can become a leader, and I ask that you vote for this particular race, because it's education. It's one of the pillars in our community, education. St. Louis public school education. Don't get it confused. Not charter or private. St. Louis public school.
Is it designated in that way? Are there charter schools on the ballot too?
So charter schools have their own board,
okay,
their own policies, but St. Louis public schools, this is for them.
Okay. Tavon Brooks, I want to say thank you again. It's good seeing you always.
Thank you for having me.
As always. And once again, tell us how to reach you.
www.TavonBrooks.com, or they can call 314-464-2522, and someone will answer. Probably me.
Probably. Okay, thank you. And I want to say thank you also for supporting the New Life Evangelical Center and Reverend Larry Rice. I'm Bernie Hayes, and thank you so much for your support. Have a great day.